So my name is Scott Bress, and you'll see here in just a moment. I'll do a very quick introduction here. I'm going to give you a very brief look at the 2000 Eclipse Preparedness for ensuring that we have emergency communications. This is just a brief look, and in just a moment, a little bit about me. I am, oh boy, 15 long seconds again. There is an eclipse coming, for those of you that haven't already heard about this, and I apologize. This is where it's going to happen, and it's anticipated to be the most live-streamed event ever. We'll see if, in fact, the infrastructure can handle it. About me, my background, I'm a broadcast engineer, I'm a network and data center guy. I have lived through the Loma Prieta quake. I'm a fire department and disaster aid worker in California, and up here I volunteer with the Deschutes County Sheriff. The disclaimer here is any material that I'm presenting today is my own and does not represent any official agency. So a little background on this for those of you that haven't heard about the eclipse. This is just a smattering of a day or two's worth of news articles talking about how the sky is going to fall, the cell phones won't work, and I think if you've had to drive here, you've already seen it. Our scope for the Deschutes County Auxiliary Radio Service is to make sure that the communication for emergency services can go through Jefferson, Deschutes, Crook, and Wheeler County. Our job right now is to provide situational awareness, and I'm going to talk about that here in just a moment and why today that's so important and why even in the last hour my presentation changed. How we're going to do all this is we're going to assume that everything's going to work, right? We're going to be able to turn our phone on, we're going to call, we're going to be able to click, we're going to send a text, and when it doesn't work, we're going to notch down. When that doesn't work, we're going to notch down. Very simple. This is up in Madras. This is a cell phone tower that was installed. The chief engineer of Zolo is parked right below it at the moment. That's a fire, as you saw a moment ago. This is the trailer that is currently deployed out at Redmond at the fairgrounds. You can't get into Redmond right now without a security badge. Many people are upset because that's a beautiful viewing spot, but the people that are inside the building won't see it. As I mentioned a moment ago, a big part of our job is providing situational awareness. Up in Redmond, all the different agencies are sitting there relying upon information to come into them so that they can make decisions. When the cell phones don't work, when 911 gets overloaded, they're going to rely upon us, the amateur radio operators and the auxiliary radio communicators, to do things like let them know what's going on with the monitoring, with the communications. This is a quick shot of some of the planning we did, figuring out whether we could shoot an antenna through a mountain. These are the fires that are going on, and in fact, for those that are wondering, let's see, I think one of those was the live photo that I had from the fire we're currently tracking in Sisters right now. This was from 2 hours ago. This is Highway 26 in Prineville. That was Highway 26 in Prineville last night at 2 a.m. Yep. And these are things where they come out and they ask us. They meaning the law enforcement and the public service agencies. This is a smattering. I assure you there's no lightning for 600 miles. But again, that doesn't normally happen. We track thunderstorms. We report back into the National Weather Service to provide this data. Again, situational awareness. We report via phone and email and text to get this information. I wanted to point this photo out because for those of you that remember the Columbia Bridge when it was out for the construction, we had to transmit that file digitally. Oh, and it's missing a document there. We had to transmit that file digitally. Normally, we just click and snap it. When the cell phones are down, we have to scale it down. It takes a technologist to figure out how to scale that down and back into the old modem days. I was going to be providing you a live update. We were actually going to call into the command center, but they're a little busy right at the moment. So they asked me not to, which is why I didn't bring the radio in. But here are some photos. This is the Department of Transportation right there by the DMV. This is the trailer actually sitting in Redmond right now. This is me at a couple of prior events. One of the things that I think technologists, why I say technologists make the best superheroes, we really understand how to be situationally aware, how to use the information that's coming into us, and how to problem solve. And as I say before, besides, who's the first person the family calls, right? When something breaks? Come on, we're superheroes to our family. If you are interested in, here we go. If you're interested in being a superhero, get bit by a radioactive spider, read the online internet, or I remind people, continue being a techie. Do what you do right now. There are a bunch of resources, as you'll see here in a minute, that you can call upon to learn how your skills and experience can actually provide information and make our community safer and provide that situational awareness that's so important. This was just a very brief look at what we're doing right now for the solar eclipse, and I thank you for your time. I'll be around afterwards.